I'm Tinkerbelle reporting from the Rainbow Room, high above New York City. We're here tonight in honor of Bobby Scott, Columbia recording artist. The name doesn't ring a bell. Maybe some of his art will. Bobby Scott is responsible for two of my favorite compositions, namely He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Remember that one? That was a great tune. And A Taste of Honey. My co-reporter, anchor woman for this evening is Susan Blond Kenton, who has a terrific ear for musical tidbits. And Susan and I are going to wander around the Rainbow Room tonight and try to meet some interesting people. And, well, we hope to have a few words from Bobby Scott himself, too, at some point this evening. So please stay tuned. It's good to be back. It's Mary Travers, and I'm Tinkerbelle. Are we on? Oh, we're on, Mary. How nice to see you.
It's wonderful to be here.
Do you come to the Rainbow Room often?
Only to see Bobby Scott.
You like Bobby Scott?
Oh, the best.
Did you ever sing any of his songs?
I've known Bobby since I was 14. In fact, the most memorable words that Bobby Scott ever said to me was, "Don't get into show business."
Well, I'm glad you took his advice. But have you ever sung any of his songs? You've done A Taste of Honey, I'm sure.
No.
Oh, you never did?
No, Bobby and I sing old Irish ballads together.
Oh, was he Irish?
Is he Irish?
Does a bird like to fly?
Irish, an Indian, an odd mixture.
I heard that he was Indian. He's American Indian?
Well, Irish and American Indian.
That's a
and
very
maybe
interesting
a few
combination.
other things thrown in.
What have you been up to lately, Mary?
Doing a concert tour.
Wonderful. And another album?
Soon, I hope.
Me too.
Well, thank you.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Let me go see Bobby. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm Susan Blond, but
this is my co-anchorman
reporter.
reporter.
We've done this show for years, but this is Michael Moriarty here, and we're really thrilled because we're just real excited to have you here. So tell me what you're doing in New York now.
I'm working at Brothers and Sisters. It's on 46th Street, between 8th and 9th. There are two shows, 9:30 and 11:30, from Wednesday through Saturday. And that's what I'm doing now.
And what are you doing then?
I have a trio, a jazz trio, and I sing songs and play and sing and kid around and joke. Generally have fun, I think. Please come.
Do you know Bobby Scott?
Yes, I know Bobby. I know Bobby I've known him for 2 years now. And I've come to say hello and congratulate him and listen to him sing.
Well, if you don't see him this evening, his picture's right over there on the wall. You can blow a few kisses at his photograph.
He's not here?
He'll be here in a few seconds because he's going to play and everything.
Robert's not at his own party?
Are you going to jam also?
Maybe he's being chic.
What plans do you have for, do you have plans for a new movie?
Well, there are a lot of plans, but nothing I'd like to announce, because every time I announce something seems to crop up, like illness or lawyers or something like that. So I can't really announce anything I've talked about. The only thing on the fire now is me at Brothers and Sisters.
Okay, well, that's easy.
Me at Brothers and Sisters.
And my trio, my other members of the trio are Jackie Williams and Jay Lenhart.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Michael. Bye. Well, that was exciting, a real star.
Oh, who is he?
He's a real big star in all the real movies.
Oh, like what?
Like Report to the Commissioner and like really...
Like what, Bob? I'll be Ray, okay, and you be Bob.
Like Report to the Commissioner.
Oh, really?
Okay, now, do you want to interview Arthur Bell, film critic for The Village Voice, who knows a lot about movies? He could give you the lowdown on Michael Moriarty. Oh, now he's talking to Michael Moriarty.
Yes, he knows a lot of dish, Arthur does. Maybe we should get him up here.
Okay.
So we
bring him in chair.
We have Arthur Bell here from The Village Voice, and Arthur knows all the dish on all the movie stars and potential stars, all the up-and-comers, down-and-goers. Hi. Yes, well, we're on. If you come over here, you'll be able to have your face on.
Well, I don't want to sit down if you're standing.
Well, no, I'm going to kneel down.
Kneel down? How wonderful.
I like to stand, though, because it makes me feel really tall.
Yeah. Okay.
So tell us what you know about Michael, because I'm terribly naive and uninformed, and I didn't know who he was.
Michael Moriarty did a movie called Bang the Drum Slowly about 5 years ago. He co-starred with Bobby De Niro. And the interesting thing is De Niro's career just shot sky high as a result of that. And Moriarty's career just sort of floundered. He did a good Broadway show called Find Your Way Home. He did a terribly lousy movie called Report to the Commissioner.
Yes.
In the movie, he overacted tremendously. And
what did he play in that?
He played a detective who was involved with drug traffic, and it was an absurd film. And just as De Niro's career zoomed, his just floundered. And here he is playing brothers and sisters. Apparently he likes playing the piano a lot. He's a jazz musician. I've seen him once at Reno Sweeney, and he's quite good at it. But at any rate, it's interesting, the contrast. Whereas the critics at that point, when Bang the Drum Slowly came out, I think they enjoyed Moriarty over De Niro. And here's De Niro, probably the hottest thing in films right now, and Moriarty's banging out the piano.
Banging out the piano slowly.
Thank you ever so. Oh, they're
Well,
so wonderful, the little people.
Them's the breaks.
Oh, no.
So you really are an
It's not a
important
comedy
person.
skit. It's not an important.
Tell me about some talent that you're excited about now. You said some nice things about Andrea Markovici from the front.
I think she's good. She's at Reno Sweeney, right? And I think she's a very good singer. She's certainly a fine actress and a beautiful woman. Excited about her. Kathy Chamberlain is another one.
Yes.
Kathy Chamberlain is an excellent singer, and she's doing something that is completely new to me. She calls it rag and roll, but it's more like old-time Dixie.
Tell me about some talent that you're excited about now. You said some nice things about Andrea Markovici from the front.
I think she's good. She's at Reno Sweeney, right? And I think she's a very good singer. She's certainly a fine actress and a beautiful woman. Excited about her. Kathy Chamberlain is another one.
Yes.
Kathy Chamberlain is an excellent singer, and she's doing something that is completely new to me. She calls it rag and roll, but it's more like old-time Dixie with, I don't know, brought into the context of our times. She's a beautiful person, too, absolutely beautiful to look at. I like her a lot. I don't know, I get blanks when I'm...
What about movies? Any excited about any movies? Marathon Man?
I think Marathon Man's a good film. I thought that Network is not a good film. Network will probably be the most controversial film of the fall season, but it just is a very grotesque movie that's both pretentious and absurd. It can't make up its mind about direction.
What's it about?
It's about...
Network?
It's about the Network, yeah.
Which one?
And it's, I guess it's about all of them. But the Network is used as a parable to the decay of Western civilization, ho-hum. You know, Faye Dunaway's in, the acting is fine, Holden is good, Peter Finch is good. But it's just a very pretentious film. Sorry.
Excuse me. Are you excited about The Last Tycoon at all?
I'm excited about seeing it, but whether I'll be excited after I see it is something else again. I'm a little leery of it. They've had it under wraps for quite a while. They're scheduled to open it in less than 2 weeks. And in the meantime, they haven't had one single screening in town.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder why. When that happens, it's usually an indication of something or other, either a tremendous hit or a tremendous flop. And I'm afraid that it might go the way of The Great Gatsby.
I saw an interesting film. We'll wrap this up soon.
Sure.
Do you have any wrapping paper? I saw an interesting film last week, the Barbette Schroeder film, Maîtresse. Did you see that one?
No, I missed, with the exception of the Truffaut film, I missed all of the films at the film
how'd you like the
festival.
Truffaut film?
It's sweet.
Which,
A Small Change.
Oh,
yeah, it's sweet. It's certainly not a magnificent film. What I did like was Life Goes to the Movies, which is a network NBC 3-hour television film. I thought it was beautifully done. It's a composite film tracing America with what went on in the world, a sort of a movie-stroke sociological film.
A TV film.
It's a TV film, and I believe it's being shown Halloween night. Yeah. When is this being shown?
We could show this on Halloween night, providing it falls on a Sunday.
Okay.
No, this would be on next Sunday. Do you have cable?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, you have until next Sunday to get cable.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks, Tinkerbelle. Lovely being here.
Well,
Good luck.
It was enjoyable
Yeah, people
interviewing
sometimes
you.
call me Tinkerbelle too, but I don't like it.
Oh, they might think we're related. That's right,
I
Arthur
wonder
Bell
if
and
we
Tinkerbell.
are. Yeah, are we? Who was your grandmother?
Peter Bell.
No, mine wasn't even a bell.
Oh, it was. Oh,
No. Goodbye, all. Lovely being
well,
here.
mine was a real ball.
Yeah. How do I get out of
Here.
here?
Here's your. Thank you very much, Arthur. It's nice meeting you. I'm
Okay.
with Buddha.
I'll ask you. With Buddha Records? Oh, you're not allowed to say that? Oh, that's okay. Hi, now we just sought out the most beautiful girl in the place, and we're going to find out who she is and wonder if she's singing for us tonight. Tell us your name.
Phyllis Hyman.
And what you're a performer?
Yes, I'm with Buddha Records.
And you're a singer?
Yes, working on my first album.
That's fantastic. I wish at CBS we saw you. We haven't heard your voice yet, but just from looking at you.
I'm on the Norman Connors album, You're on My Starship, so we've heard those songs. Bet You By Golly Wow, and we both need each other, then you've heard my voice.
I can't wait for this new. When do you think it'll be out?
Well, we're hoping for late January, early February.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Okay, here we are with Howard Stein, a big rock impresario, promoter, and now manager, and his lovely girlfriend. And Howard, what do you have? What are you working on right now?
Well, I'm managing Columbia recording artists. Their names are Mark and Clark.
That's good. That
Even
sounds
rhymes,
good.
right?
And what tell us about
Well,
it?
they're identical twins, and they play twin grand pianos in front of a rock and roll band. And when asked to describe them, I usually refer to them as saying that Elton John is to Liberace what Mark and Clark are to Ferrante and Teicher. Something of that kind of thing.
That's great.
They're a New York recording now, being produced by Ron Dante
And when do you think this is going to be out?
sometime after Christmas.
Great, that's exciting. And do you think they're going to come play here soon? Are you going to also promote their shows, or?
I expect to produce a couple of their concerts, yeah. They'll play in New York shortly after the release of the album.
How'd you find them?
They were playing in a club that they owned in southern Miami, and they were local, unrecorded stars, and that's how it happened, hanging out in Florida.
It's exciting now to see what happens with them. And he's so... Hi.
Bye, Hissy.
Do you like all the rock concerts and parties?
Not particularly, no. To be honest.
What world do you like better?
No, I don't know very much about rock and roll world. You know, I leave it to Howard. It's his business. You know, I prefer the other way. I like classical things.
Oh, classical. Well, that's music.
Well, it's all music. It's just I wasn't brought up with the rock and roll, so I don't understand the rock and roll industry at all. You know, I mean, I hear it. I live with it every day, but I don't really take interest in it, so I really haven't learned very much about it.
That's probably a pleasure for you, right? I mean, you have to talk about it the other 23 hours a day, I guess, right? Okay.
I'll be promoting a Ted Nugent Black Sabbath concert at Madison Square Garden early December.
That'll be exciting. Ted is about one of the most exciting performers
Dynamic
ever.
rock and roll star, pure, hard rock and roll.
And really, no one thought he would make it again. After all those years, he came to us. This is epic. And less than 2 years ago, and after 15 albums of, you know, always being big in the Midwest, but never beyond that. And now the album's
he's a
gold.
national star.
This one has been out 5 weeks, and it's already number like 25. And it's amazing. His live show is always fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
That'll be an exciting show. We'll be there that night.
Heavy rock.
I think that's one thing that's great about, you know, rock world, that you never know what happens, you know?
Yeah, which world do you come from?
Well, which world am I come from?
Well, where do you come from?
Well, I was born in Orient, obviously.
Scandinavia.
but I lived here for a long time.
But wait, you said you were brought up not on rock and roll, where I feel like we were sort of brought up on rock and roll.
Well, no, well, you know, when I was growing up, it's almost against religion to like rock, you know. Yeah, the kind of thing we had was classical, or it was traditional Oriental music, basically, you know. I mean, only about maybe 5 years ago, it started to influence Orient. And I think it's very big in like Tokyo and Hong Kong, but still the major Oriental countries, it's not influenced at all.
And which country did you come from?
I really appreciate that.
We have people at our corner doing all the petitions against him.
Well, I'm not very much into politics because, you know, I think they're very, how do you say, very hypocritical. But I don't know, I feel if man is out to make a few dollars, and if they're going to get what they want, they achieve, then I think it's fantastic.
He's made a few dollars.
Yeah. But you know, from what I understand, he is from a very wealthy world anyway. You know, and he's an extremely intelligent man, you know, so here we are.
Back to the party, and let's hope that Bobby comes. Our guest of honor isn't here yet.
No, Bobby's
so
not here yet.
We're waiting for him and to hear some more. But thanks a real lot. It was great
See you
speaking
again.
to the two of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, you can put your pocketbook down here. Or put it next to mine. Yeah. Okay. We are really lucky to have this lady that just walked in. This is Helen Humes. And I don't know if you've seen her lately at the cookery. She has a history that makes the rest of us look like we're just born, because it's so exciting and it's so great.
Well, I'm just so happy to be here because Bobby is just such a wonderful, wonderful person, and he used to come down to see me all the time at the cookery. And he wrote a song, and I said he wrote it for me, but he didn't. But it was just me. And I'm going to try to get a chance to record it, my next recording, because I think he's great.
He has written some great songs.
He certainly has.
Which song, do you know what song he wrote for you? Which one you're thinking of?
Yeah, I just want to do my thing.
Oh, wow.
I can hold a chair for you. Do you want to sit down?
In 1 second, she's on TV now, okay? This woman, I am lucky to have got her because people are going to whisk her off. Now, can you sing us a few, you know, a tiny bit like of that song?
Oh, that song?
Yeah, we would be thrilled if you did it. We know you're not prepared.
Yeah, I've got such a cold too.
All right,
it's been raining a lot.
I just have
go something like, I just want to do my thing and do it well.
That made me shiver. If that's when you have a cold and you don't have a band, you can imagine you catch it down. Are you going to be at the cookery? I mean, you've been there for a while. You can always
I'll be back again in December for a month.
Well,
and then I don't know. I've got to take a rest. I'm tired.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
You know,
look like
old lady just can't keep on going around and not get a vacation. But I'm going to get one Saturday. Let's see, Saturday I go on this jazz cruise.
That's a dubious honor, you know that.
I'll take it. And Bruce has written the liner notes for Bobby Scott's album. That's a rare thing to do for a CBS president, because he believes in him. Now, can you tell us why you chose Bobby Scott to, the honor of writing his liner notes?
Well, Bobby, as far as I'm concerned, is possibly the most brilliant. This is a big statement, I know, but he's possibly the most brilliant American artist that we have. And I've been listening and watching Bobby since I was maybe 15. He made his very first album when he was 14. He's written many magnificent songs. He has a vocal quality unlike that of any other artist that I can think of. He's recognized in the musical community by his peers as being a genius. Possibly the American public hasn't yet caught up. And one of the things that I really wanted to do, I guess, when I was given the job that I now have, is to very selectively sign a few artists that perhaps I felt and other people belt had something very unique and very important to say. And Bobby was the very first one on that list. I feel very close to him. He's a man of many, many talents. There's probably not another musician who can do all the things that Bobby does as well as Bobby does them. He's an arranger, he's a composer, he's a pianist, in fact a multifaceted player. He's a singer with a very unique sound to his voice, very unique feel to his music. He's just a very rare, I said this in the liner notes, but I'll repeat it here, he's a very rare American musical treasure, and I'm very, very proud to have an album by Bobby on Columbia Records, and there'll be many more. And I think that perhaps after tonight, the American public will recognize one of the really gifted and really giant musical artists on the scene today and embrace him as his peers in the musical world have.
You put it very well. And now I just want to see him. We have the record is beautiful.
Well.
And now to see him tonight will be really exciting.
Well, you'll hear it all when you see Bobby perform, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. National Accounts Marketing at Columbia. And we found Bobby Scott here after his fantastic performance, and Stan's going to ask him a few questions. Bobby?
Bobby.
Bobby?
Can we get by? Montero out of the way. Excuse me.
Okay.
Bobby, I go back a long way listening to your music, man. A little club in New Haven, Connecticut about 18, 20 years ago called McDrift's.
Right.
Now, what have you been doing all these years?
Well, I've been playing a lot of music in measure, not in clubs. I've been writing mainly, producing people, arranging, sometimes conducting.
You've done some movies?
Movie scores, but writing a lot of songs, you know, things like He and Heavy, He's My Brother, you know, Taste of Honey, Listen Lonely Girl, many things.
Some classical
also, yes, much serious music. Yes, 3 symphonies, 2 operas, 60 chamber works, you know.
This is a silent passion of yours that the public isn't really aware of.
In America, I deem that Americans are different. They can write serious music, and they also, because we lead the world in all of our popular music, our popular music has won the world, that we can enjoy that also, and we can do it and do the other things also.
Bobby, you listen to the radio, and you listen to a lot of contemporary music, rock and roll. Do you think that your music has an entry into today's popular music?
Certainly.
For what
Not
reason?
only that, but, well, I'm here. And I enjoy a lot of what's going on today. I put together the Young Bloods. I gave Jesse Colin Young his name.
You did? Tell me about that.
Well, I found him as a young boy, and I put him on a label. I helped him work with the group. I moved him label to label.
Since you discovered it.
I did Aretha Franklin. I produced her when I was an A&R man, an executive and a producer at Columbia. That's years before.
Right.
I worked at Motown. I worked with Marvin Gaye, Martha Reeves. No, I think our popular music is in measure, as important as our serious music.
How did Aretha feel dealing with a white A&R man at Columbia Records 10 years ago?
No, she was fine with me. Excellent. The only problem we had was that in measure, I don't think America was ready for her yet. It just so happens that they got ready maybe a year later.
With Jerry Wexler's help.
No, but they just got ready later.
Right.
It wasn't like we weren't trying. We were trying. However, that's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak.
What are your immediate plans behind this record, this brilliant record?
To get a band together and a whole act together. In other words, I'll get dancers, everybody, singers, stand up and perform. I'm going to tour the world.
You mean to tell me a guy who spends so much time privately writing music, classical music,
I'm going to tour the world.
You're going to get out and...
right, tour the world.
In front of the public at large?
Everybody.
I love it.
Tour the world. And I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. Everybody I can meet. I want my hand to fall off like a politician's does.
Well, I tell you, we at Columbia Records, CBS Records, if you will, are involved on a daily basis with many, many artists. None is more brilliant and talented or our real
I am
friend
committed,
is you,
and that's it. I'm going to be out there to see everybody, as many as I can see.
Well, thank you for being with us. You're our treasure, my man.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Very creative. It really is.
Okay, here we are with Cal Rudman and his son Mitch Rudman. Now Cal, I'm sure Mitch will be someday, but Cal is already a legend in this music business. He has a sheet.
A legend in his own mind.
He has a sheet called the Friday Morning Quarterback that is, I wish we had a copy of this thing here.
You need a copy? Wait.
What? I can't believe it. Now show the people in New York this thing. Now, what Cal does is he tells all the radio people all around the whole country, how would you explain what you do? He tells them what he thinks is going to make it and what's hot already, right?
Yes.
Well, explain it a little, Cal.
Well, they are rated as the television shows are rated, and the music that they play must be the top music to achieve maximum audience because they're in a business of getting maximum audience for their commercials so that they can sell product. And it's become highly scientific and highly refined, involving a great deal of socio-psychological analysis.
Well, like this week, what do you have as the top things, you know? I hope it's all...
Well, the trade magazines have traditionally, as you know, Susan, printed a top 100. I'm sure a number of people in Manhattan do read the various trades. Their rating period starts October 28th, and it is the critical rating. It's called ARB. This will determine the economic health of the radio stations for the next year. And in a market the size of New York, you're talking about multi-millions of dollars. One share rating alone is just an astronomical amount of money. So in my sheet this week, I number 14 places and only have 11 records. Now that is revolutionary. It is that tight. But the listeners to New York radio, for example, WABC, are familiar with the fact that a very tight list is what is played there. They have very few records on there. And there is a reason for that, namely that there are very, very few records that really achieve maximum audience acceptance. The big change in the business is the development of album cuts. The album buyer is where it's at today. I would say arbitrarily, say 92% of the volume of the record business is spent in albums as opposed to singles. Singles actually are, in marketing terms of the record industry, an advertisement for the album. And because actually the single is a poor economic value, its cost. If you like the artist and you like the record, the average buyer will go out and buy the album. So there are a number of key album cuts this week, and I think it would make more sense to the audience to focus on the key albums, because you have the release of monumental albums, the 2-year wait for the Stevie Wonder album, and the cuts that we recommend from the Stevie Wonder album, which will become legendary pieces of music as time develops, or Isn't She Lovely, which is a dedication, I believe, to Stevie's young daughter. A cut called I Wish, and a cut that I found, and I think it's about 8 minutes long, called As. The Leonard Skinner album is the classic live, that is classic now in rock and roll, and a cut called Freebird. There's a cut in Texas, I believe it's an old Bob Wills song that's maybe 40 or 50 years old, called T for Texas and Give Me 3 Steps. The Elton John album, again, a 2-pocket set, was just released, and the immediate information that I got from radio across the country were the cuts Bite Your Lip, Get Up and Dance, Cage the Songbird, and Idol. The Led Zeppelin live album, they just had the premiere last week, as you know, here in Manhattan. The live version of Stairway to Heaven, and the stations are playing the live version. Now on Columbia, the Earth, Wind and Fire album, Saturday night, and the executives tell me now they are rush releasing the single this Thursday. The Electric Light Orchestra, which is Mitch's favorite.
I worked with